Hey everybody, this is Rustin Rose with Metalholic Magazine and Metal Nation Radio here talking to my brother Ralf, Scheepers of Primal Fear, all the way over in Germany. It's been, I think, 2 years since you and I last spoke, almost to the day, about Delivering the Black. How you been?
Absolutely, yeah. Well, I'm fine, thank you. I'm really happy about the result of the album so far, and about the reviews, and about the reactions of the fans of the snippets we released already. It's just amazing what's the feedback, and we're really happy about that.
Yeah, you can't complain. Everything that I've read so far has been wonderful. Our review for our magazine was very much supportive of the new records. And I want to talk about Rulebreaker, but real quick, you just wrapped up Titans of Metal as well. How did that go?
Well, that was amazing too. I mean, it was great to meet all those colleagues and fellows from the music scene there. I met Tim there. I met a bunch of other guys. It was just great. It was, we just were invited very quickly, and I said, yeah, why not doing this? And I had some songs in my mind which they had on the set list, so I just did it. It was great. Yeah, it was really good.
Yeah, I read great feedback about the show and everything. So, and now yesterday, Primal Fear released the new video for Angels of Mercy. Heavy riffs and beautiful women. How can you go wrong? Must have been a fun shoot.
Yeah, I mean, it's all about having a good lifestyle, isn't it? But it's totally different when you're shooting the video. It was really cold out there. It was October already, and I think it was only 5 or 6 degrees that day. And but we had fun. Yeah, it was quite okay.
Nice. Well, Primal Fear's last 2 albums have hit a certain groove. I really think you guys have truly found your signature. And Rulebreaker seems to follow in that vein, but it also pushes the edges a bit. Tell us about Rulebreaker from your perspective.
Yeah, first of all, we thought it's going to be hard to follow up the strong album Delivering the Black, but since I heard the first demo tracks already, which Matt and Magnus, they really have a good collaboration in that. They work together via Skype and swapping files, just like we also do when they had some playbacks ready. They sent it to me, and when I heard the tracks, I thought, yes, this is absolutely amazing, and I know already that this is going to be even better than we had on Delivering the Black. I mean, there's always, every musician will tell you the next effort might be the best, because we were only looking forward and not backwards, so. And I knew it from the very tone I've heard that this is going to be amazing again. I'm really happy about the outcome.
Well, and you had some different pieces this time. Tom Naumann back in the band. How did his presence impact the record?
Well, I mean, we've been playing live now for 2 years again, because he was hopping in for Magnus because he can't play live. So, yes, I mean, as soon as we're on the road again, we're a team. We're having major fun on the road. And as you know, he's a forming member of Primal Fear. So we knew him before, and we had a good time again. And of course, his impact was really good, with some solos here and there, and also some riffs for Raving Mad and stuff. So you can really hear that on the album too, that he's back.
Well, I was going to ask you about that, because you essentially have a 3-guitar attack, even if you don't necessarily take all 3 guys on the road because of Magnus's schedule. But how did having the 3 different guitars work on this album? Because they're all very formidable in their own right.
As you can hear, it only turned out to the positive way. I mean, this is just amazing what those 3 guys did. Everybody's really talented from them, and they gave him their very best. Like, everybody is always doing their very best on every album. So you can hear it that this is a collaboration of great musicians, I think, and the guitarists did their part, and an amazing part, in my opinion.
And, of course, this is the first album with Francisco Jovino, who came over from UDO. He makes his debut here. What does he bring to the table for Primal Fear and for the Rulebreaker album specifically?
First of all, a majority of loyalty, and he's just an amazing guy. And of course, I always say this, and this is also true, as soon as somebody is involved in recording on an album, he's putting his soul down on the tracks. And even if he's not somehow involved in songwriting here and there, but as soon as somebody puts something on the record, it's his soul on there, so it's also his copyright, in my opinion. And that's what he did. I mean, you can really hear what's going on with the drums. It's just amazing what he does. And he totally fits to us, absolutely.
Well, you guys have so many great tracks on this album, and I know they're all like your children, but for you personally, because you each sort of have ones that stand out more for you than the others, are there 1 or 2 songs on this record that speak more to you maybe than the rest of the album?
Yes, I mean, as you say, they're all really newborn babies for me, and it's hard to pick a favorite. But if I would go, I go for Constant Heart because it was the very first track I've heard from this album, and where I immediately had some lyrics and some melody lines. So it's Constant Heart, and In Metal We Trust, of course, I really like a lot. But also, like I said, Angels of Mercy and so forth. It's hard to pick.
Right. Well, and you guys are going to be doing some serious touring on this album over in North America with Rhapsody, the European tour with Brainstorm. You guys are doing a Japan tour. How much of the new album can fans expect to hear on these tours?
Actually, we quite don't know because we're starting to rehearse soon and we have a set list, our wish set list. We have a long, long list which we can do live, but we are picking from this list, and at the moment there are 6 new tracks on it. So we will see. Sometimes songs don't work out in the rehearsing room. You just check this, when you rehearse it, and then we will decide at the very end, maybe 2 or 3 days before we are going on tour, if this is working or not. So I can't tell you, but it's going to be 5-6 new tracks from the new album.
Nice. So we're getting a good, healthy dose of it. That sounds fantastic. So, yeah. And it's got to be hard because I was just realizing you guys formed the band in '97, this being 2016. That means this is your 20th year right here. You guys are rounding out your second decade. Is that seems a little surreal that you've been doing this for 20 years, 11 albums?
Are you serious? Is it that long already?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's the 19th year. We've been together in 1997. And, I mean, nobody realizes how time flies. I mean, I just talked to Kai about it when we met in Munich doing the gig with Gamma Ray. I did the song One with the World and said, oh my God, it's so long ago already. Can't believe it's 25 years, more than 25 years. It's just amazing how time flies. Yeah, but and that's the reason. I mean, you always look forward; you don't look back, and that's the reason why you sometimes forget the time.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, next year, after you do all this touring this year, when you get ready to kick off 2017, you will be starting your 3rd decade as Primal Fear. It's
absolutely
just hard to imagine. Yeah. So, and I have to ask you, you and I have both just crossed the 50 threshold. We don't like to think about it in those terms, but I have the same hairstyle as you, but I'm not quite as buff as you. I'm not quite as buff as you are, What do you do to keep yourself in such solid shape? Because you do all this touring, you're constantly recording. It can't be easy. You must have some sort of regimen for this.
I tell you, I have a really tough schedule, and it was really hard over Christmas now. Even if it's Christmas time, for me, it was still working in studio with vocalists here because I'm producing vocalists as well, and having students here and there. And of course, I have a boy. I have 50% my boys at my house.
Right.
So anyway, I mean, you have to be somehow following some discipline. I mean, it's a high priority for me to go to the gym and to do something. But sometimes it's just not working. Like I said, these days over Christmas were not so easy for me neither. But I'm going back there, and on tour I don't do anything at all because I'm focusing on the stage at night. I need my energy for the show. I can't do anything on the road. Maybe sometimes here and there on off days. But you got a certain kind of certain kind of vibe on tour where you're in totally different beat somehow. It's a different rhythm,
right.
And I do this when I come home again.
Right. Well, I assume that there's got to be at least some sort of a, not diet per se, but some sort of food groups that you stick with that help keep you in the shape you're in. You're not out there eating McDonald's all the time.
No, but sometimes on the road you don't have any other choice. You have to follow where the guys go, and if you're hungry, you have to eat.
All right, so before we get out of here, I have to bring this up. Last year, it sort of really went under the radar, but you did a fantastic side project with Blackwelder. What can you tell us about that?
Basically, it started, Andrew just contacted me if I can help him out, writing some melodies and lyrics for his playbacks he had. He was composing great tracks on the guitar. Really good tracks, I like him too. And so I had some time at that time. He asked me to compose 5 or 6 tracks. I was at that time. And then I didn't hear anything for a long period, and I was touring in the States actually when he came up again. I have now more tracks and maybe also a label. Can you do more? And then I got a little bit under time pressure But as I said, I like it very much, and I helped him. So I think in the end, the outcome is really good. We were cutting some bits and pieces here and there because when a guitarist is composing, there's a lot of things going on with guitars. So I said we have to make it a little bit more singable here and there. So in the end, I like the outcome. I like the product, and it's great. But I really can't tell you what's going on in the future because I'm so major busy now with Primal Fear this year, and that's my major focus. So I like what we did with Blackwelder. It's a good album, absolutely.
Yeah, it's definitely a great album, and I believe you're doing a cameo this year on Al Atkins' solo thing. So we're getting a little bit of you here and there everywhere, but we're just so psyched about the new Primal Fear album.
Yeah.
Looking forward to seeing you on tour. So
Thank you.
before we get out of here, when you have some downtime with your son, what do you guys sort of do? Is it a lot of gaming stuff, or what do you guys do for fun?
Table soccer. We're into this table soccer thing where we're really good at the moment. I mean, we beat even the best we in the neighborhood. So we're doing this table soccer things, and of course, going out here and there, football playing. And now, as he turned 13, he's got his buddies here, and they play PlayStation 4 and whatever. When I can follow my musical career.
Nice. Ralf Scheepers of Primal Fear, the new album Rulebreaker out this Friday in Europe, next Friday, January 29th in North America. You guys will be coming over here to North America with Luca Turilli's Rhapsody. Looking so forward to that. Ralf, thanks so much for taking a little bit of time to chat with us this morning.
Thank you too.
Absolutely. Talk to you soon, brother.
Absolutely. Bye-bye. Bye.